Dustin Ross on Carlos King YouTube channel. Now, he said that what Martell did was outrightly wrong, and he still said, irrespective of the fact that he and Melody are not really that close, or they've always had their issues, doesn't take away from the fact that Martell is wrong, and he will say Martell is wrong, because what he did, attempting or trying to bring out that revenge P, was something that he himself cannot think of. He cannot think about. There should be boundaries when people, according to Martell, when people push you, there should be a boundary. And I love that, because a lot of people are supporting Martell simply because they don't like Melody. At one point, we will get to the part where we say wrong is wrong, right is right. If you haven't watched the full YouTube channel, go to Carlos King YouTube channel and watch the full YouTube video.
So, Madel decided to take issue with Martell's most recent interview with Dustin Ross on the Carlos King YouTube channel as a result. Now he said that Martell's actions were obviously wrong, and he went on to say that because what he did, that is, trying to bring out that revenge P, was something he himself couldn't have thought of. It doesn't matter if he and Melody weren't close or had always had issues. Since many people support Martell only because they don't like Melody, I love that there are boundaries when people push you. We shall eventually come to the conclusion that right is right and wrong is wrong. If you haven't already, view the full video on the Carlos King YouTube channel. Huntsville was simmering if you were thinking about the chaos around a love marriage, but Markle just set the ante by revealing a bombshell that has everyone on edge. When Martell was married to Melody Shea, he hinted as a possible affair between Destiny Pay and Martell Holt. You heard right. We must go back in time and look at the turbulent history of these alleged connections in order to understand why Markle is frustrated, even though he insists that the events in the timeline raise issues and that he is not concealing anything he has seen. The part of the communication harassment where you sent a picture and said, "No, it wasn't okay," made me lose respect for Mar. Then someone asked me, "How do you feel about that?" I would just say, I assume it was true, if it were genuine. However, now that he is saying it isn't, what are your thoughts? I'm not
saying that he's done, but it's okay for him to discuss me, or to kick me while I'm down, or talk about my infidelity like it's humorous or something like that. It's like a lot of things that he has put my wife and I through. Discuss me, or to kick me while I'm down, or talk about my infidelity like it's humorous or something like that. It's like a lot of things that's leading. No, we don't even have a friendship. The things that he has put my wife and I through, by him lying.
I don't know where it goes from here. All I know is that...
Hey, think something together.
I don't intentionally trying to hurt my family and myself. This is tough. Man. So, after I've always tried to be there in those situations.
Certain, if I believe Mar, it's no secret that Martell Holt's marriage to Melody Shea spans failed as a result of his romance with Ariane and Curry. By the time the divorce papers were signed, the harm to their marriage and Martell's reputation had already been done, despite Melody's best attempts to keep the marriage intact due to the frequent betrayals and public humiliation. A new degree of drama started to surface within the turmoil of Martell's fidelity scandal. This is Melody and Martell's close friend, Destiny Payton. Fans couldn't help but notice that Destiny was growing closer to Martell, even though she first appeared to be supporting Melody following her divorce. For example, Martell seemed to love making cryptic remarks that hinted something more, which prompted doubts about their friendship. Martell's comments and quips have a history of igniting controversy, often leaving fans and cast members to question his intentions. Destiny's silence, meanwhile, only increased mistrust of people who openly discuss their issues or gossip. Destiny has consistently avoided discussing her relationship with Martell in public. This failure to clear the air led to fan speculation. Many people began to question whether there was a deeper bond between Martell and Destiny that might have existed even before Martell's divorce was finalized because of their on-screen interactions, chemistry, and mutual defense of one another. If she said something to you as we were leaving, did she then add, "First of all, I'm your wife. I'm supposed to be held in a you're not, as with his ex-wife, the Steele? Let me tell you one thing. All right, I have no idea why he would refuse it. I don't recall seeing Reese, but you wouldn't lie? Would you? These days I have trouble remembering things. Everyone is talking after Marcel Scott decided he had had enough of Marcel's shenanigans and released a bombshell. Weezing was like this one day, and the next day he simply had no idea how to acquire it. Markel Scott, often seen as Martell's buddy, seems to have hit his breaking point in a recent public statement. When Markel made references to issues and unresolved issues in Martell and Destiny's relationship that many had only speculated about until now, he didn't hold back. When Marsau criticized Martell for what he perceived to be a pattern of deflection, it was clear that he was frustrated. Why the abrupt change? Okay, Markel has always been outspoken about defending his family and setting limits. But this time his criticism of Martell felt personal. It's obvious that Markel is fed up with being pulled into Martell's mess, especially when it begins to affect the dynamics of the group on the show. Although Markel hasn't accused Martell and Destiny of anything, his word choice has left fans analyzing every word for hidden meaning. Marcel's decision to speak up is different from his previous strategy. In the past, he has tried to remain neutral in the show's disputes by dismissing rumors and shifting the blame. Setting boundaries with someone who doesn't seem willing to change Martell's behavior, whether it's making cryptic remarks, shifting blame, or involving others in his drama, has driven Markel to a point where he can no longer remain silent. This shift implies that Markel isn't just annoyed by Martell's antics, he's also worried about the impact on his own family and reputation. This marks a sea change in the dynamics of these enduring friendships as much as in the play. The whole Huntsville team is being shaken up by this crisis, which is about loyalty and trust more than Markel vs. Martell. I need no admissions, okay? All I've heard is a hearsay. I'm just really talking about making sure you're okay. Yes, and I'm here if you need anything. But that's what I'm talking about if everything is well. Wait, dude, why is Melody bringing this up at dinner as though it still affects you if Martell and Melody are so good? She asked. What's up, Solo? She remarked. So T and I already had a lot. When we spoke over dinner the other night, I had some worries. Well, you remember how things became a little awkward when M brought up the entire subject? It's always a worry when we're discussing about this whole thing, organizing this entire campaign, so I just wanted to make sure he was okay with everything we're doing. Meryl said it was over a year ago and that it's okay since he's back to being perfect now. He is good, in my opinion, and I won't be on any more of that. I'd like to see exactly how everything works out, so maybe we can get together in person instead of simply talking on the phone. We'll do that, all right. Meryl's bold comments have upended the love marriage. Cast members and the Huntsville fan base analyzed every word Markel said on social media. Some were quick to point out Markel's own questionable past behavior, calling him a hypocrite for casting stones when he's not exactly standing in a glass-free house on the cast side, while others applauded him for finally coming out against Morel, calling it a long overdue moment of accountability. Marcel's comments have caused some conflict. Melody Shee, who has been vocal about her suspicions of certain cast members, hasn't missed the opportunity to observe how Marl's disclosures validate her own preconceived notions. Mart hasn't yet given a straight response, but based on his history, it won't be long until he does so using his signature combination of deflection and shade. Fans have differing opinions about Destiny, but her silence is still a hot topic. Others believe she is keeping quiet to avoid adding fuel to the fire. Fans and cast members are ready to fill the hole left by her refusal to address the allegations with their own hypotheses and assumptions, which heightens the drama. The Hunts theme has been operating under a ceasefire for years, and loyalty has often won out over integrity. Markel's choice to speak up, however, marks a change from her quiet, which some see as an implicit acknowledgement that her connection with Martell is more complex than she is prepared to disclose. He has made it clear that, even if doing so jeopardizes his own reputation, he will no longer protect Martell from the consequences of his actions. As alliances and boundaries are being established, the show's future is also called into question by the impact from Martell's remarks. The dynamics of the group are more unstable than they were previously. Will this drama lead to greater divisions, or will it force the performers to confront their issues head-on? One thing is for sure, though. Huntsville is bracing for a storm, especially because Destiny has been dodging these accusations like she's playing dodgeball. Does her silence, however, speak louder than words? Despite the fact that Destiny Payton has always been somewhat mysterious, her role in this drama has given her a lot more since her failure to explicitly address the months-old rumors regarding her relationship with Martell has only intensified them. Fans are left wondering what the true story is. Since her divorce was a traumatic chapter in her life, some people think Destiny is keeping quiet to preserve her reputation as someone who has already gone through a well-publicized divorce. she might be wary of adding more personal drama to her story because she wants to avoid becoming embroiled in another scandal. Some believe that her silence is more premeditated. Is there a deeper connection between her and Martell than their on-screen chemistry? Although they have both denied any romantic involvement, their mutual defense of one another has aroused concerns, and the lack of openness hasn't helped to calm the fans down. Someone noted that Markle pouring this tea was the energy we needed, and that if Markle and Destiny are involved in something, it's time for the truth to come to light. Why not just state it if it's untrue? Being silent doesn't help Destiny and gives the impression that she is suspicious. At least Marcel is calling out Martell, according to a third party, even though he isn't entirely innocent himself. However, it's acceptable for him to talk about me, kick me when I'm feeling down, or discuss my adultery as if it's hilarious or something. The concern is, however, how much more dirt will surface about him and the things he's done. He has deceived and misled my wife and me on a lot of things, and we no longer even have a friendship. I have no idea where this is going, but all I know is that this tough guy is deliberately trying to harm me and my family after I have always attempted to support them during those difficult moments. Are you at the center of all this mess? Is the more general query. The Huntsville gang has long straddled the line between friendship and strife. They have stood by each other through business ventures, personal conflicts, and public scandals, but their devotion has sometimes resulted in them ignoring the truth. Marl's decision to criticize Martell is indicative of a deeper rift in the dynamics of the group and goes beyond simply disclosing dirty laundry. Their friendships have become too strained to overlook, as seen by Marka stepping forward now. It also raises the question of how much of these conflicts are caused by reality TV demands. While the show benefits from contentious debates and shifting alliances to keep viewers engaged, the consequences on human relationships can be disastrous. Martell and Meryl's friendship was once a cornerstone of the group dynamic, but it seems that the strain of their adultery and the media attention has now caught up with them.
Hello?
Momo. A little uncomfortable. I just want to make sure that he was all good for everything we got.
What's up, Solo?
So me and Tell, we out here a lot. I had some concerns. It happened over a year ago, and he's back to being perfect, so that's a good thing. I think he's good. He ain't gonna be on no more of that.
We probably should meet up, man, instead of just conversing
The other night when we talked at dinner.
Okay.
You know how Mel brought up the whole stuff and the guys and we got going on. Because when we're talking about getting this whole thing together and getting this whole initiative together, you know, we need everybody's game face.
That's always a concern.
Martell said
The future of Markle and Martell seems questionable, and Markel's comments are forcing the group as a whole to reevaluate their allegiances. Rocky reconciliation is not impossible, but it would need both men to take responsibility for their actions and work out their differences. Many questions have been raised by this circumstance, so we'd like to hear your thoughts. Did Markle have the right to voice his opinions? Or should he have handled things differently? How about Destiny? Is she trying to avoid the fray, or does her quiet suggest guilt? If you like today's tea, please show your friends who are as passionate about Love Marriage Huntsville as we are this video. For additional updates on your favorite reality TV programs, you can also subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your time and hope to see you again soon. Please feel free to share your opinions in the space provided for comments below.